Hi guys, welcome to today's podcast. As you probably noticed from the title, today is a very different type of episode. Today is a womb healing. It's an activation. And if those of you have never ever been to an activation or know what it is or confused about a womb healing or why is there an activation on a podcast, I want to explain it to you. So often we think when we go into psychic work, we're going into meditation. Meditation is such a beautiful practice, but it's very different to psychic development. Meditation is very passive, and psychic development is actually very active. What I mean by active is when you meditate, you're really releasing and surrendering and bringing your attention to one thing or to nothing. Right? And when we're doing psychic development, we're opening our chakras, we're moving our auric field out, we're expanding our energy to remember that there is no separation between. So activation and psychic development are two very, very, very different things. And so often they get classed as one thing. But if we're trying to activate our psychic gifts through meditation, generally what happens is we get stuck in a loop of listening, and this is what I've heard from so many listeners and so many of my clients in the psychic traineeship who are studying to become full-time psychics and the next healers in our generation, which is pretty cool. But they were stuck in these loops of listening to other people's meditations, like getting into the Akashic records and listening the whole time, where an activation, all right, an activation leaves you. An activation is like a transmission. It's taking you to the person's voices, energetics in the quantum. So let's say I say to you guys, let's relax and open a door. I'm taking you to the frequency of my Akashic records each time we do an activation together. So you're going to feel a whole lot of heightened information. And this is the cool thing about learning psychic development from someone who's already there. You're just borrowing their vibration. It becomes a bridge. So it's a very quick manifestation and activation because you're literally borrowing the vibration as a bridge, because you're able to go higher and higher because your body attunes to it so quickly. So in these activations monthly, I'm going to take you on the start of a guided meditation into the Akashic records, into the quantum field, depending on where I feel, though the Akashic is in the quantum and the quantum is in the Akashic because they're one thing, right? But we use these separate languages and they do feel slightly different. They have different energy frequencies. So if you also don't know what the Akashic records are, you can go and Google them, or you can come and book one with me. You guys actually get $50 off every time for listening to this podcast. So don't ever forget that if you've ever felt called. The other thing is, in this activation, you're going to receive so much. And I run these monthly. And the point is to have you guys live in a Zoom room with me, receiving these codes and transmissions. So the next one, if you're listening to this and you're already excited, you're like, Gabs, this is the coolest thing since sliced bread. How cool is it that a psychic is giving away these activations every single month for free? It's pretty darn cool. And if you're like, Gabs, I want to be in a room with you, the next one is on October 15th. And it's actually a third eye activation. So it's for anyone who wants to really activate their third eye, awaken their psychic abilities, and transcend. But let's dive into today's replay of the September activation, which was a womb healing. So I'm going to press play on this. I hope you enjoy. I hope you learn. I hope you get everything your body needs, your womb needs. And I'm sending you so much love. I hope you have a magical, surrendered experience. All right, guys. Welcome to this sacred space and transmission. I invite you to take a deep breath and start to settle in. Today, there's so much big energy. Today, there's a solar eclipse, and it holds immense transformation for us. It's a time of endings and a time of beginnings. An invitation to release what no longer serves and no longer embraces us. The energy tonight will guide us deeper into healing, especially within the sacred space of our womb. So, before we dive into tonight's womb healing, I'm going to run you through some really important housekeeping and just how to look after yourself and how to nourish yourself through tonight's eclipse, but also through this womb healing, just so you know everything that you could face and just so you feel so comfortable, so embodied, so aware of what could happen in the magic of you tonight. Because you, no matter where you are, you're psychic, you're intuitive, you're connected to your womb space because it's a part of you. Okay? So I really would love to just talk about the eclipse because this just happened to be on this magic day. And tonight, the eclipse is in Pisces. So when the moon passes between the earth and the sun, it starts to block our light and it calls our shadow. The eclipse marks a time of potent change, of deep revelations that rise within us from our shadow. It amplifies our intuition and emotion and thus connects us back to our womb space. Because when we are in our intuition, we are connected to our womb space, which is so beautiful for tonight. It is really a time of letting go of deep patterns that have been holding us back. And the eclipse energy supports our journey, aligning us back to divine balance of our masculine and feminine. And that's what makes it such a potent night, this womb healing. I feel so blessed that my team were like, today. And at that point, I had absolutely no idea. So I just want to speak into a little bit about what is a womb healing. So you know, so you have context. So a womb healing is a deeply sacred practice. It allows us to release the stored trauma, emotions, and stagnant energy that resides within our womb space. Whether or not we have a physical womb, the energetic power of the womb is actually within us all. It's the center of creation, manifestation, intuition. Through womb healing, we reconnect to our divine feminine essence and allow ourselves to fully embrace the power and wisdom we hold. This practice will clear away emotional blockages, making space for you to have more creativity, love, intuition, and free flow. And I think it's also going to teach us something we've really forgotten. And I know it's been a deep remembrance of late, but our modern world has really become disconnected from the sacred, from our cycle, from remembering that we too have seasons and cycles. And for so long, we've been taught to view menstruation and our feminine rhythms as an inconvenience instead of divineness. So tonight's healing is all about remembering sacredness. It's about returning to the cycles of life, birth, death, and rebirth. So as the moon waxes and wanes, so do we. We honor the wisdom of all seasons and reconnect to our divine rhythm tonight. So you're all here for a womb healing, and it is a psychic womb healing. It's going to be a deeply transformative practice. The actual womb healing itself is going to go for about 25 to 30 minutes. I've only got a few more minutes of talking before we dive in. But the process of a psychic womb healing is to really start to release the emotional blockages, the trauma, the stagnant energy we hold within inside of the womb space. It is like this portal that releases every single month for us. right? And now we are learning how we can ask it to release even deeper. So during this session, I want you to set an intention. What is it you desire to release? What do you desire to remove? Is there anything you desire to let go of? You might want to write it down, hold it deep in your heart. Because during this session, we can expect to feel a profound connection to our divine feminine self. You'll be guided through a gentle yet powerful energy activation with music in the background to guide you. My team have specifically picked this exact sound for this healing. They were very specific. So you'll notice that energy shifts and releases. You may experience sensations in the body, warmth, or emotional relief, which I'm about to go through what you can expect during this womb healing. So in this activation, we are honoring your womb space, your creativity, love, and manifestation whilst releasing. So be aware of what you desire to hold and what you desire to release. And as we go through any practice, there is always the chance of our ego coming back online. So I'm going to talk you through the mind, the ego, the body, and the soul to see what to expect, what might happen as you come through this practice and this portal with me. So our mind, our ego, you may experience a deep sense of clarity. Or you may start to experience emotional releases. Memories from the past might surface for relief. Or you may start to feel like I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm agitated, I want to move, I want to put socks on, I want to get out. This is just your ego trying to distract you from this activation, and you want to just say to the ego, I see you, I love you, I nurture you. But right now, let me take my divine seat. Okay, and try and stay with the process. We're only here 25 minutes. You've got a whole lifetime, ego, right? Tell it that. Say, you can try again tomorrow, right? So just try and be here in the now. If you wander, just come back to the present. How's your breath? How's my womb feel? Where's my body? Okay, so come back home when you get lost on your journey. So in the body, on a physical level, you might feel sensations such as warmth or tingling in your womb area or any part of your body, really, as this energy really moves to where it needs to. As much as I guide it, my spirit team are much smarter than me, and they will go above and step above to help you, because their job as spirit is to always guide and support. So this energy will move wherever you need it, not just your womb space. You might also get really cold. It depends. You either get hot or cold. I can't guarantee which one, but either one. Maybe have a blanket and a cold bottle of water next to you. And the other thing is the body might start to relax deeply, right? So if you start to fall asleep, that's so beautiful. Stay with it. Stay with the sleep. Stay with the wake. Either way, this transmission is coming to you. You don't have to be present now. You can watch the replay. It's all going to make its way to you. As long as you choose to accept it. If you're catching the replay, your only job is to accept it. And then on a soul level, spiritually, you'll connect to the divine feminine within you and align to your intuitive wisdom. This activation opens the door to a greater creativity, spiritual clarity, and an overall sense of renewal. As the womb isn't energetically cleared, you'll start to feel lighter, and you'll start to have a heightened connection to your inner self. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and allow yourself to trust in the divine nature of yourself, that without having to do, but just to receive, we can change our life, we can change our energy, we can change our nature by simply receiving instead of pushing, by working hard, by moving. This is the feminine era. This is the feminine way of acceptance and healing and transmutation. So thank you so much for joining me. It's such a blessing to have you here. So we're going to dive in to the activation. I'm going to turn up the music. If you want to grab a blindfold, if you want to get water, or if you need anything, you're going to have a few minutes now. So there's absolutely no need to panic or rush. And then I'm going to turn up the music and start it again. Megan, can you just tell me if that's too loud? It's good magic. All right. All right, guys. Water. And when you're ready, if you desire to, you can keep your eyes open for this, but as I always say, the deeper you choose to close your eyes, the deeper you choose to go inside. So let's roll our shoulders back. Let's close our eyes. And I'm going to send a prayer out, not just for us who are here live on this Zoom, but for everyone catching the replay on the podcast, on YouTube. Divine Mother, Sacred Feminine, we call upon your presence to bless this space and awaken the power within us. Under the light of this eclipse, we ask to release all that no longer serves our highest good. We honor our wombs, the center of creation, the portal of life. We remember the cycles of the moon, the earth, our bodies, and return to the sacred rhythm of life. May healing flow effortlessly. We thank you for this sacred opportunity to reconnect and remember, so it is, and so it shall be. For the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to start sending you quantum energy from the 5th dimension to start to cleanse your wound space. If you feel open to receiving this activation, I invite you to say, I am open to receive in your mind the universe. For it is not just me working, it is the universe at play. So I invite you now to start to see a beautiful door in front of you. And as you open this door, you step into a room filled with mirrors. And it looks lovely. There are candles in every corner. And there are trees in this room full of mirrors. And I invite you to walk up to a tree and place your hand on it. And as you do, you start to feel a door handle grow under your palm. And you take that door handle and you open the door into this beautiful big staircase. And you start to walk up this staircase. You walk up and up. You see this golden light as if a fire has lit the room in front of you. And eventually, when you get to the top, you see a room full of women, ancestors, teachers, ascended masters, healers, teachers. And some of them you know by their faces, others you know by their energy. And you see that they're all gathered around the fire. And the room you're in is made of pine wood. And it's as if you're in the hut as old as time, as if it has stood for centuries and eons, and you feel the power of it, as if this room full of women have always existed for eons to support and guide, to teach and love, to nurture. And now as you're there, they're all staring at you. You simply wonder what to do. But alas, you see a place for you to sit and breathe. And your spirit team start to line up beside you as you lay directly in front of the fire. And they all start to make a sound. And you start to feel the room shake with love, vibrancy, and energy. And it's as if they've created these clouds in the room, as if magic has spread all over you, as if the stars have collided into this room. It's swirling, and you feel so safe. And you start to let the energy sink into you, and you feel it relax your muscles. You feel yourself sink deeper into the couch beneath you. And you feel like everything that was a challenge is removing itself. You feel as if the stars are giving you energy and wisdom, as if they're falling into you one by one. And as these stars keep falling into you, as this magic energy from your spirit team of the highest dimension starts to fall into you in the quantum, you start to feel as if there is energy radiating out of the back of you, letting go and releasing. And you sit there watching the fire, feeling the stars collide in your system as you start to deeply feel your guide's energetic transmission. I'm going to leave you here with them. In this transmission, you are safe, you are loved, you are nurtured, and I will come and pick you back up shortly. starting to feel as if you're coming out of the hypnotic state, as if all of the stardust in the room melted away and stopped falling into you. You stopped feeling like a cosmic bliss ball. Just slowly return back to your body, noticing the fireplace in the room. And even more guides, your team, angels, extended masters, loved ones have come to spread their magic, their love, their energy, their well wishes to you. And it's as if you feel a collective hug in the room enter your heart, and you feel so loved, so nurtured by every woman, every feminine essence in the universe coming to hold you, support you, thanking you for your strength, your wildness, your truth, your honesty, your bravery, your commitment. Thanking you for choosing to incarnate, to choosing to be a womb holder, and choosing to be an empowered woman in this time, space, and dimension. Feeling their love, feeling their gratitude, feeling how powerful you are and how powerful it is to be woman, how brave we are, how wild our nature is, how divine the oracles we are, and how truth we are to ourselves and those around us, for the oracle speaks through us. Starting to take a deep breath. And then, as if you know it's time, you start to step up off the couch and you give yourself a big stretch. Just keeping your eyes closed and just taking the space and time and energy to walk down the stairs. Back into the mirrors and the trees. And this time as you walk by the mirrors, smile at thee for how pretty you are and how bright you will be, for how beautiful you are and how beautiful this incarnation is because you've touched the lives of many. You smile at yourself as if you remember your soul is on fire in its own creation. You remember the joy of living from the soul perspective quickly as you glance and gaze of your own eyes and you see into your soul. You are much wiser than this incarnation and the knowledge you hold. But you are the soul embodied. You are divine wisdom incarnate. You are Isis. For you are she, you are God, you are truth, you are energy, you are love, you are bliss, you are soul. You see it burning in your own reflection. And as you touch the glass of your own reflection, you feel like you returned back to the physical. You can no longer see the mirror in front of you. You're starting to feel the backs of your eyelids, the chair or the bed beneath you. You're starting to feel your breath rise and fall. And I invite you to place a hand on your womb space. And thank this intuitive center, your sacral, your divine. Thank it for its life, its sustenance, its joy, its ease, its flow, and for having a cycle to remind us of what it's like to live. We are cyclic beings, a never-ending one of incarnation after incarnation, of building joy on top of joy in each incarnation. Remember that truth. And when you're feeling ready, when you're feeling lighter, more centered, I invite you to take a stretch in the physical body. Maybe a yawn. And when you're feeling ready, just gently rolling over maybe to one side. And when you're feeling ready, you're welcome to open your eyes and return back to this time, this space, this dimension. I just want to hold here for 2 to 3 minutes in case there's anything you want to write down, or just to give yourself a landing space before we close. So we'll just be here for 3 minutes. Thank you so much. As we begin to close this session, I want to remind you that each month I'll be doing activations again because the podcast is back and we will grow back to our original size community. I can feel it. And I'm so grateful. So that will be on the 16th of October at 5:30 p.m. and I'll be doing a third eye activation. So if today resonated with you at all, you heard this on the podcast, or if this just you were here and you want to come to the next one, there's always a next one. So that's just in the community tab in the free activations on the website. So with that, I just want to say a few closing remarks. And then I'll open up in case any of you want to share anything. There's no pressure, no obligation. But I want to remind you that healing is a journey and it's okay to experience a range of emotions as they arise. Tonight's eclipse is so powerful with this morning, actually. But it's a time of release and renewal, and this activation won't hit you now. When we enter the quantum doors, when I enter any quantum doors as a psychic, and I take you on any journey with me, this isn't a one-time deal. We're not just going in there and receiving energy and activation right now. This is a gentle 24-hour activation that you're going to see keep rippling through the night, through the day, wherever you are, no matter what time you're listening to this. And it's also going to just you're going to keep feeling it through the week. You're going to see subtle shifts. You could also get very thirsty, or you could sleep really well tonight, or you could feel like you're just that little bit more tired than normal. These things are completely normal, number one with the eclipse, and number two with the womb healing. So I want you to be gentle on yourself tonight. I want you to take care of your womb and nurture your sacred feminine essence. You are reclaiming your divine power. So thank you for being here. Thank you for the openness and the willingness to share this sacred space for me. As we move forward, I really want to remind you to be so gentle in the coming days. The energy of this eclipse will stir things within you. It's going to bring up old wounds. But I want you to trust the process. Your womb, your intuition will lead you. And I really hope that this activation lands with you, if not now, but soon. But I just wanted to open up to anyone who's on here live with me on Zoom and just see if there's anything you wanted to share. Thanks, honey.
Thank you so much for that space, first of all. And I was really crazy because first I thought nothing's gonna happen, and because usually I see something or something is talking, but nothing came, and then my my womb and everything, my body starts to shake, but like the kind of shake when I'm working with my Kundalini, and I was like, oh, this really works. So for me today was more like a, I don't know what was releasing. I didn't hear anything. There was like nothing going on, but there was some release going on. Like my legs, my butt cheeks, everything was like really, really how do you say? Moving really crazy. So that was very powerful. So yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being open, sister. It's such a blessing to see you. Oh, I feel so grateful. Thank you for sharing. Megan, you are muting. I can feel
it.
I am. I had incredibly intense rhythmic back spasms the whole time. At one point, I was like arched in a contracture, and it was building. It started out small, but it was building like an orgasm. Like that's what I kind of likened it to. And at times, my ego would pop in and be like, "Dude, like this isn't okay. Like your back is spasming." And I was like, "I release, I surrender." Release, I surrender. So much movement of energy and so much amazing release. And I was crying most of it too. Thank you, Gab.
No worries. Thank you for joining. It's such a blessing. Is your back feeling better now?
It's not spasming anymore. It
That's
feels like
magic.
I'm going to be sore. Like
It
that's what
sounds
it
like you
is.
had a workout.
Yeah, that's seriously, that's what it was. I mean, it was my entire back. Like when you rewatch it, I'm sure you can see it.
And the back always is the path. So that's just such a awareness of like you're literally releasing things from the back, because the back of the sacral is like the path, the heart chakra, and you're activating that part. So like that's such a beautiful indication of the body to literally show you like there is like sometimes we don't even need to know what it is, right? We just get to release it. And I'm so grateful that you were here to receive that.
Oh, me too. Full body chills or goosebumps, truth bumps.
Well, it was so lovely to have you all here. I hope to see you next month. Hi, my mama bear. My mum's on here and I'm so blessed. She's so cute. She comes to so many of my things. I love her so dearly and I'm so blessed to have her as a mum. So I just wanted to give her a little shout out. She was a big part of my intuitive journey and I am forever grateful for her. So, all right, guys, I'm going to see you next month. I love you guys so much, guys. Yeah, of joy and gratitude. So I love you. See you soon. Have the best day and stay intuitive always. Hey, gorgeous soul. I just wanted to take a moment and say a heartfelt thank you for tuning into this podcast. Your energy and your presence, it means the world to me. If you've been enjoying these podcasts, I have a small favor to ask, and it only takes a few minutes, but it makes a huge difference. If you would leave a review or share your thoughts, it would help us find our tribe and continue spreading this beautiful, empowering work. Your feedback helps more like-minded souls discover our community, and it inspires me to keep creating content that resonates deeply with you. So if you're feeling the love, please hit that review button. Let's grow this community together, continue to uplift, inspire, and transform. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of this journey with me. I can't wait to connect with you again in the next episode. But until then, I want to remind you there is a community here. If you jump to my website, join our community, come to the free monthly activations or masterclasses. And don't forget, in the community hub, there is a question and answers channel. And if you've ever wanted a podcast on a specific thing or you've wanted to drop a question, go drop it in there. I want to make this podcast specifically for you. I want you to learn what you want to know, and I want you to become the best psychic you can be. And I'm just along for the journey. So go drop your questions, and I'm going to see you next week.